come to run second. I came here to win, yeah. It's go time now, grip your wheel real tight. We ain't NASCAR nice, it's a dirt track fight. You wanna make a name, you wanna go far, you gotta outrun the best at Team BLR, yeah. Another track, another night. Been working all week and got myself right. When you're on a loud pedal, it ain't time to make friends. I didn't come to run second, I came here to win, yeah. It's go time now, grip your wheel real tight. We ain't NASCAR nice, it's a dirt track fight. You wanna make a name, you wanna go far, you gotta outrun the best at Team BLR, yeah. Another track, another night. Been working all week and got myself right. When you're on a loud pedal, it ain't time to make friends. I didn't come to run second, I came here to win, yeah. It's go time now, grip your wheel real tight. We ain't NASCAR nice, it's a dirt track fight. You wanna make a name, you wanna go far, you gotta outrun the best at Team BLR, yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again here to Virtual Racing Network. Here you can see we're at Eldora Speedway, the Big E as it's known, little E off to the side, out of sight here for tonight. We have some modified racing coming your way here shortly as qualifying will be coming up. We got about 30 minutes left in practice. We will not be running that out. They will be jumping right into qualifying coming up here soon. So before they get to doing that, let's get to the sponsors for tonight's event. Here on the racing side of things, this whole series is brought to you by Schaeffer's Oil, otherwise known as Schaeffer's Specialty Lubricants. But Schaeffer's Oil coming on board here for this series, so big shout out to them for coming on board. Make sure you go over there and check them out on their Facebook page, give them a like, and thank them for what they do here for sim racing. On the broadcast side of things, we wouldn't be here for 2019 if it wasn't for the following partners. Those do include Northwest Racing Series, your official one-to-go sponsor for tonight's events. Wolves Beard Co., your official starting grid sponsor. Race on Texas, the official dirt partner of Virtual Racing Network. Sim Speed Shop, your official button box company of Virtual Racing Network. Hanover Wrecker Service, they are your official caution sponsor for tonight's events. On the Edge Motorsports, Huffman Designs, and Racecore. Make sure you check out all of these great partners on their social media, but let's go ahead and jump down to it. As it is time to get to qualifying, we'll go ahead and bring down your qualifying drop down as well as the qualifying bar here. We got some names not showing up. That is the number 5 of Rusty Kruger, whose name is not showing up. We do apologize for that. This means they did not run a practice lap before we got here, and unfortunately it is a little glitch, but we apologize for that. The qualifying underway. You're watching the 112 of Tyler Hargrove right now into that number 112 machine. Again, numbers not showing up here for some people. That is because they are running the custom numbers, and some guys, well, they just don't have the custom numbers on their car yet. We'll see. You're watching the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series here for qualifier night. This is qualifying night 1A. There'll be 1B next week. This is going to be Chase Cabry out front right now in the number 20 machine. Is your current pole sitter here before we go, though. Shane James right there on his heels by .007. We'll see. Can he get up there? Greg Thompson currently in third in the number 313 machine. Jacob Fields in there in fourth place as well. We'll go back to Dave Hartman, who is in sixth place as he's going to shut it down. So let's go back to Kevin Dedman. And that Dirty Grass Soul number 22 here tonight. We have quite a few not wearing numbers here tonight, as they do not have them painted on their cars just yet. So we'll have to just do the best we can as we go back here to Tristan Carmen in the number 4 machine, pulling it down pit road. Let's go to Brenton Hobson back here in the number 88 machine. Currently has not put a time in, but will be doing so very shortly. We'll be looking as well as Blake Majulis going to be putting in a time out on the track here at the moment. Also not showing any numbers here tonight. But so meanwhile, he goes to second. Jacob Fields takes it to the top of the charts with a 17.160. Right behind him is Blake Majulis by .056. And it looks like Terry Gray still out on the track as he is going to get around this track. He has not put in the time yet, not even a warm-up lap. What will that number 18 of Terry Gray do here tonight in qualifying? They have 2 minutes left on the clock, roughly anyway. We still have Bailey Hipp that has not come out. Rusty Kruger has not come out. And Brad Dyer has not come out onto the track either. We have about 24 drivers here, you top 20 on the list. Of course, the question is, who will be the pole sitter right now? It's looking like it's going to be Jacob Fields. For tonight's events coming up, we will have up to 4 heat races. And I believe we are not going to have a DC or B main. They are listed here, but we're getting word that we probably will not be running those. Then there will be a little bit of a warm-up, and then we will go to your feature race here for tonight. As right now you're watching Terry Gray just run some laps around the track. Qualifying is over for him, as he is currently sitting in 14th place, and it looks like that is going to do it as Brad Dyer puts in a 17.643 to put himself in 22nd place. Rusty Kruger and Bailey Hipp not going to be coming out onto the track here for qualifying. 1 minute left. If they come onto the track, we'll be back on the mic. Until then, we'll be right back here in just 1 minute with some heat racing here from Eldora Speedway. All right, we got just a few seconds left on the clock, as there you see qualifying time is coming to an end. Is this going to go ahead and clear those off? Heat race number 1 is coming out on to the track, so let's go ahead and bring down your heat race drivers here for heat race number 1. We'll get down to the track with them. It's going to be Jacob Fields and Shane James on row 1. Austin Moore and Dylan Thomas on row 2. Row 3 is going to be Skylar Brown and the 67 of Austin Matthews. And row 4 is going to be Brenton Hobson and Brad Dyer. 4 rows of cars, 8 drivers here in heat race number 1. We'll go ahead. There's going to be 3 heat races here for tonight. Again, 3 heat races is all we have. And then we will be moving on to warm up in your feature race. Again, I don't think we're going to be running the mains here tonight, just going straight to the feature, even though they are listed. We'll let you know accordingly when we get there. But this is your heat race number 1 race coming out onto the track. Those are your drivers that are going to be in this race. They're pacing around this track for 2 laps. We're about ready to get this thing going. All right, we are just about ready. 1 more lap around the track here at Eldora Speedway, and these cars will hit the loud pedal, rip the lip, and fling some dirt here tonight. This is going to be Jacob Fields on pole here for tonight's race, but don't count him out. We know Shane James is no slouch, and he'll put a run for his money. Of course, you got Austin Moore, Dylan Thomas, those 2 on row number 2 that have been known to put up a good fight as well here on dirt. And woo, looks like Austin Moore is going to kind of take the jump as well. Green flag into here for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified, and that is misspelled there. We do apologize for that. We completely misspelled that one. There we go. It's modified, not the modified, but apologize for that. Probably shouldn't do work at 3 a.m. in the morning because we're going to be 2, almost 3 wide coming down the front stretch. It is going to be Austin Moore trying to get the lead right now, and it looks like he will do it. That little jump he got on at the start definitely helped him out. It's going to be Austin Moore to the lead. Shane James going to take 2nd place as Jacob Fields goes from 1st to 3rd in just 2 laps. We have 6 laps to go. 5 completed so far. We have a ton of battle going on here at the front. Austin Moore doing everything he can to hold on as Shane James is going to come, and he's going to come very fast. Shane James does not want to wait till the last minute. We go back a little ways. You have Dylan Thomas and Austin Matthews right now. It looks like Matthews is going to take the slide job there, and he will do so. And he will take Dylan Thomas' spot. But here comes Dylan Thomas, not able to make it. He's going to have to settle right now for 4th place. Let's go back to the front. Shane James still trying to run down Austin Moore. Moore having a fantastic job. He had a strong season last season. Here he is in qualifier race number 1A. Right now he is leading this race, so he will be starting very pretty in the feature race when we get there. Shane James still trying to run him down here. Let's go on board with Shane James if we can. Right there you can see just how close he is, but still unable to catch him. At the moment he's going to try to dive it to the inside here. We have 3 laps to go. Going to be 2 at the line. Shane James still trying to run him down, and of course Jacob Fields falling back 2 spots there, but Moore got a really good start on the original start. And of course tonight's feature event will have no caution laps counting. They will run 30 laps. No caution laps will be counting. We'll keep track of that here for you. Right now, there it is Austin Moore out front. White flags in the air. 1 to go. Presented by Northwest Racing Series. Looks like your race winner here for heat race number 1 is going to go to the number 55. Even though you can't see his number, we can. Austin Moore picking up heat race win number 1 here, the first heat race of the season, and he is going to put it in victory lane here tonight. What a race there for the number 55 of Blake Moore. All right, we quickly want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, multiple Facebooks here tonight. We have several of them. that we are live on. So thanks everybody for tuning in as we're going to put down your list for this set of drivers. It's going to be the 127 of Blake Majulis and the 313 of Greg Thompson on row 1. Row 2 is going to be the 112 of Tyler Hargrove and the 85 of Cole Harvey. Row 3 is going to be the 18 of Terry Gray and the 024 of Ryan Martin. The fourth and final row is going to be Tristan Carmen, and it looks like Rusty Kruger, who should be starting in 8th place in the number 5 machine, is not going to be gridding, as he did not take a qualifying lap either, so he is looking to be done here tonight. He will not be making it to the feature race here tonight. That is unfortunate for him, but what's fortunate is we still have a nice little field. Those 7 drivers here, there's going to be Blake Majulis in the 127 that is getting ready to get this thing going here for the second time tonight. This is our second heat race of the night and our second heat race of season number 2 here for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. As we'll go ahead and bring the bar up. You're watching all the racing action here on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. Green flag is in the air, and what a shot out of a cannon there for Blake Majulis, as he just took off on the green flag, but hits the outside wall. That's going to cost him a little bit here. It's not going to cost him a position, but it is going to cost him a little bit of time, as we have Greg Thompson trying to make a run there. We have Hargrove behind both of these guys, followed by Gray. We'll round out your top 4. You have Martin in 5th place right now. Those two kind of duking it out here just a little bit. That is going to be Gray and Martin that are going to be there 3 wide between Martin, Harvey, and Carmen. We go back to the front. That little smack to the wall is really going to hurt right here. Slide drop city over here. As it's going to be Thompson trying to get it, but he can't make a stick. Majulis back to the front, leading this race here with 5 to go when they get to the line. It is a slide drop city up here between Majulis and Thompson right now. Thompson trying to make something happen. He was right there. He almost had him in that HRE number 313. He slid in front of him. Clean pass, very clean pass, but not by much. But it just wasn't enough. He lost too much momentum as Blake Majulis was able to get back by him. Hargrove trying to get into the picture as well in that solid black number 112 machine. Will he be able to get to the front is the question in battle with these guys. Right now, it is Thompson and Majulis that are the front 2. Hargrove may try to do something here. You have Gray. Don't count him out either in the number 18 machine. He may have something to say about this before it is all said and done. But Majulis out front here is going to have 2 to go. 2 sticks in the air here for Majulis when he gets to the line right there. Is 2 laps to go here in heat race number 2. We are going to have one more heat race after this one, and that will do it for your heat races. We will be moving on after this, as there you see it's going to be Hargrove that's trying to make something happen for second place on Thompson. Thompson trying to hold them off, and this is good news for Blake Majulis right now. You're watching this battle behind them as Majulis going to get up and almost scrape that wall. He may have touched it just a little bit. But again, right now, it's going to be Blake Majulis coming to the checkered flag, and he's going to win heat race number 2 in that number 127 machine here tonight. That'll do it for heat race number 2. Heat race number 3 coming out onto the track. Oh, and it's getting ready here. They're just about ready to come out onto the track. We'll go ahead and bring it down for your heat race number 3, your final heat race of the night. It is going to be Chase Gabriel and Kevin Dedman on row 1. It's going to be Dave Hartman and Eric Molnar on row 2. And then, of course, on row 3, it's going to be Richard Spar and Kyle I believe that is going to be pronounced Fogdy. We're going to call him Kevin or Kyle Fogg here for tonight. We'll get a pronunciation on that one. And of course, Terry Joyner and Bailey Hip rounding out the field here for heat race number 3. So we'll definitely check in with these guys. I expect to see some good things from Chase Cabry and Kevin Dedmon, both very fast drivers. No surprise, they are on the front row here for heat race number 3 as they are getting ready to see the pace car dive off. Who will get the best start here? This is the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series on Virtual Racing Network. Green flag is in the air. And it looks like it's going to be Chase Cabry that gets a huge jump over Kevin Dedmon. Kevin Dedmon right there trying to make something happen on the high side. That's the question of the night. Which lane will be the preferred lane for these guys? We're starting to see multiple ones as we got contacts 3 wide back here for 4th place. Is this going to be Hartman, Spar, and Joyner that are all back here beating and banging the doors off 3 wide? Meanwhile, the rest of this field is kind of checking out from them, but they're 2 and 3 wide back here. We have Loar, Pip, and Hog back here that are duking it out back here for 5th, 6th, and 7th, even 8th place getting into the mix. We go back to the front. It's still Chase Cabry out front. Kevin Dedmon trying to run him down. Dedmon so fast, but just not quite fast enough. And here comes Dave Hartman in that number 1 machine in 3rd place right now. Also trying to run him down as he gets a little too sideways there, it looks like. That's going to cost him a little bit of time, but here comes Dedmon trying to make the slide job on Cabry. Can he do it? Ooh, he makes contact, and he's side by side, and he will indeed lead the lap. It's going to be Dedmon that leads that lap. We now have 4 laps to go. Going to be 3 next time by. They're side by side for the lead. Chase Cabry makes a bid to get back to the slide job. Here comes the crossover from Dedmon. Dedmon, no, tied at the line, showing Dedmon led it, but it was dead even at the line from what we could see. And you talk about dead even with Dedmon up there. Dedmon and Cabry duking it out here, and right now it's showing Cabry out front as he barely nudges him. It's too close to call here for these guys. It's just crazy. 2 laps to go. Dedmon has his work cut out for him, and right now Chase Cabry has his hands full. Here goes Dedmon back to the inside. They're coming to the line to make it 1 to go. It's going to be Cabry this time by. 1 to go here, presented by Northwest Racing Series as they are side by side. Cabry getting a little bit of the edge. Dedmon having to just sail it in there, but not going to happen. I believe it's going to be Chase Cabry at the line. And it is indeed Chase Cabry getting the 3rd and final win here in heat race number 3. That will do it for heat races here tonight. Again, I don't think we're going to go through the things. We're not. We are going right on to the warm-up. So we'll be right back here in just a few moments as we will have your feature race coming up next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just to give everyone a rundown of what's coming up here in the near future while we are here in warm-up at the moment. We'll go ahead and, of course, throw that green flag out there for you. These guys are out here getting a warm-up, but keep in mind on the 16th, Saturday, we do have some interesting stuff coming up. We'll see if we still got that flyer in here, as we don't know where it went. But we do have a race coming up on the 16th, and then we'll be covering a little midget race going on. So a big shout out to the Focus Energy Midget series for that. We'll be covering that, kind of partnered up with them, and VR are going to be doing that, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And of course, the Schaeffer's Oil 12th Annual Spring Fling, April 9th and 10th. As far as I know, there's a few spots left. I don't know. I cannot confirm nor deny that. You would have to get a hold of them to see when they're going to be releasing some more tickets, if there are any more in general. So make sure you check out the teamvlr.com on Facebook for that. And of course, we want to remind you that this race is brought to you by Schaeffer's Oil, or Specialized Lubricants. So make sure you check out Schaeffer's Oil on Facebook. Go to the website, however you can get a hold of them, and give them a shout out for coming on board here for this series, as well as this is the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series here on the Virtual Racing Network. We'll be right back here in just under a minute with some feature racing coming up from Eldora Speedway. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. They are getting ready to take the grid here. We'll go ahead and quickly go through it here, as row 1 is going to be Austin Moore and Blake Majulis. Row 2 is going to be Chase Cambry and Shane James. Row 3 is going to be Greg Thompson and Kevin Dedman. Row 4, Jacob Fields and Tyler Hargrove. Row 5, going to be Dave Hartman and Austin Matthews. Row 6, going to be Terry Gray and Richard Spar. Row 7, going to be Dylan Thomas and Ryan Martin. Row 7, going to be Terry Joyner and Skylar Brown. Row 9, going to be Cole Harvey and Eric Moore. Going to be row 10, Brenton Hobson and Tristan Carmen. And the rest of the field back here. We'll go through your top 10 for you. Let's go to the front as they're getting ready to get this thing going here for the first time. Again, back behind that you have Bailey Hipp, Brad Dyer, and Kyle Fogg. I'm guessing that's how you say that name. We're going to throw it out there and assume it is. But we are getting this thing going here. Is right there. We are one lap started here. We'll see how this one goes. As they are already going 3 wide, and they are just duking it out here for the lead right now. Chase Cambry out front. Let's zoom out. We need to take a better look at this here. It's Chase Cambry out front right there. You see 3 wide for the lead, going actually for second place. Yes, Shane James mixing it up in here. Blake Majulis, Kevin Dedman. Oh, there we got some people pounding the outside wall. That's going to be Dedman to the outside wall. Dedman's going to lose a few spots here as they are still trying to duke it out here for about 4th place right now. We got 3 cars going to the high side. That's going to be James Deadman, and I'm not sure who else that is. As we got them beating and banging. This is probably going to bring out a caution. We got a car upside down on the track, and that is going to be several cars upside down. The caution is out indeed, as we'll see. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. As there we'll go to the aerial cam thanks to James Ford. And we're watching the 67 here to see exactly what happened. He was not the first car to go upside down, but he was one of the last. Shane James getting a piece of the action as well. Right there you have cars going over, and just a ton of carnage back here in the back of the field. Again, unfortunately, some of these cars unable to see what number they are. I'm not sure who that was. That was the 18 of Terry Gray that went around first and went over, but the caution is out. We are still on lap number 3 here. Again, while it says lap number 5, that is not accurate. We are actually on lap number 3 of 30. Let's go ahead and see if we can't put up the correct laps here for you. There it is right there. Lap 3 of 30 is what we're technically on, not lap 5 of 30. Like the old ticker would say, there you have it. The correct laps here, lap 3 of 30. Caution laps not counting here, so while we are under caution, laps will not count here for tonight's race. We kind of have to just finagle it just a little bit. Well, we do have programs that allow us to do so here. So definitely we want to give a big shout out to RaceSpot. If it wasn't for RaceSpot, we would not have this software. So a big shout out to them for allowing us to have it. They did not have to, but green flag is back in the air. We are racing. They're nearly 5 wide for the lead, as it looks like somebody's going to have some connection issues there. That is Blake Majulis in that 127 machine, and you see him right back here. Look at this midfield. They are all over each other, beating and banging all the way through this field. And so we're going to go back up here. This is Dave Hartman right now sitting in 3rd place. Chase Cavery making his bid for the lead. He's going to take a slide drop into the inside of this track, slides up. Chase Cavery will be your new race leader at the line. And we'll see. No, it's not. There he goes. It's going to be Majulis this time as he makes the crossover. Chase Cavery and Blake Majulis duking it out. Here comes Majulis. And Majulis going to have some more connection issues. And Majulis just gets clobbered there, as we're going to have to follow him. And it looks like he is out of the race already. So we cannot follow him, as he is disconnected or either just lost connection after just getting nailed. I'm not even sure it hit him. It may have been Jacob Fields, but I don't think it was intentional, as he was blinking pretty bad. Probably didn't even know he was there. Those front 3 kind of sorted out. Let's go back here to Hartman, Thomas, and James. Right now they are ready 4th, 5th, and 6th. Look behind him, you have Austin Moore, who is in a top 10 position right now, putting on a terrific run. 1 caution so far. We are currently on lap number 8 of 30. We'll see how this one goes. Will we see another caution? We go deep into this field. We're keeping an eye on that lead as well. Right now separated by 0.299. Jacob Fields, who earlier, we were talking about that, he fell back in his heat race. Started first, fell to 3rd place in his heat. And there's caution number 2 going to come out. And it is going to be for the 024 and the 21 of Tyler Falk that are back here. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to these 2 guys on the replay cam, brought to you by James Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas. And these guys are really starting to duke it out here as you're watching that pink, purple, and white car, or I guess pink and blue, whatever. Right there, contact made, and they go around, and that's how it happened there, as the McDonald's car goes around the number 21. That will bring out caution number 2 here for tonight's race. Chase Cavery still out front, leading this race. If you're just tuning in here, you're watching the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series here on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. They are on Facebook, on the VRN Facebook, the VLR Facebook, and of course the VRN YouTube. If you're watching it over there, you're in ultra high definition. You're getting the best of the best views of these cars here tonight. But there is your race leader here at the moment, who started third up the first. That is the 20 of Chase Cavry. Right behind him is going to be the 007 of Jacob Fields. Started seventh, and he is up to second place. Behind them, Kevin Dedman in third, Dave Hartman in fourth, and Dylan Thomas going to round out your top 5 drivers as of right now here in this race. Caution is out. We're on lap number 10. Let us know in the chat who is your pick for tonight's win. And definitely, if you're out there, share this link. I know we got about 80 people on one, about 15 to 20 on the others. So make sure you share that link. Green flag is back in the air. It's going to be Jacob Fields and Kevin Dedman side by side for second place. Both of them taken to the high side, as well as Chase Cavry. Looks like the high side is going to be the place to be, as we've got Fields. No, that is Dylan Thomas taking it all the way to the bottom. He's going to have some connection issues here. Dedman loses one spot to Dylan Thomas, but look at Fields. He is all over the tailpipe right now of that number 20, Chase Cavry, and the little bobble there gets into the outside wall. Here comes Fields to the bottom. He's going to put a slide job on. Is it going to be enough? No, the runoff for Chase Cavry is just huge. But here comes Fields. He's not going to give up that easy. Fields going to scrape the wall. That's going to allow Cavry back by him in the next turn. These two side by side for a while, now nose to tail. As right now it is Cavry, Fields, Dedman, Thomas, and Hartman are your top 5 drivers right now. Shane James in the number 3, but he's in 6th spot on the outside of that top 5. Looking in right now, we'll see Shane James having a fantastic run here after a while. We saw him have a string of bad luck. Not tonight. He's running in a 6th place position, having a fantastic run for himself. We go back to the front, as it is still Cavry out front leading this race. Fields behind him, and here comes Dedman and that Dirty Grass Soul, number 22, trying to run him down. That pre-roll music you heard earlier, well, that's the guy singing it right there. And then number 22, Dirty Grass Soul VLR machine. As we go to Fields one more time. Let's go on board with Fields if we can. Right there, you see the little JF logo there from Jacob Fields. He is running him down right there, so close he can almost taste the exhaust coming out of that car, but can't quite get to him yet, as he does slide ahead of him now. But here comes Chase Cavry back to the inside to do the crossover move, and Cavry gonna once again work the crossover, get back by him. We do not want to leave this. Now they're 3 wide. Dedman getting into the mood, and as well, these guys are just insane here. We're on lap number 18 here of this 30-lap feature event. Chase Cavry still out front. He has led quite a few laps right now. He's actually led 17 lap. Fields right there with them. He needs to be able to make it stick. He can get by him, but staying in front of him has been proven to be the challenge here tonight for Jacob Fields. Kevin Dedman right there in 3rd place. And those two may start to duke it out here. Let's go a little further back. You can see as we zoom out, they've really kind of spread out just a little bit here. So you get right back in here, about 10th, 11th, and 12th. Tyler Hargrove, Bailey Hipp, Ryan Martin, Brad Dyer. These guys starting to duke it out just a little bit, as we're seeing some dust fly. This track is starting to dry out very quickly here in the sun. Eldora Speedway is definitely drying out very quickly here, but we're going to go jump to the front one more time. Is still not much has changed here for these top 3. They're running the high side. No surprise there. That seems to be the place to be. Talk about Shane James here for just a minute, though. He has worked his way to 4th position, picked up 2 spots as he got by Hartman and Thomas. He is no longer on the outside, and you'll never know. Caution going to come out, though, and it is going to be for the 46 of Bailey Hipp, who we saw earlier in chat said he had a lot of work ahead of him. Well, unfortunately, this work he was doing has come to an end here tonight. Let's go to the scenes Ford replay camera here and see exactly what happened. Looks like him and the 024 were duking it out side by side. Oh, and right there, as he is going to get just clobbered. I'm not even sure who that was that got him there, but somebody definitely got into him and put him into the outside walls. We'll see if we can figure out who it was. Not sure who it was that ended up getting him. It may have been Austin Moore in the 55. It's Austin Moore getting into the outside wall, but regardless, we go back to the front. Just to give you a rundown of your top five right now here, as we have right now on lap 22, it is Chase Cavery, Jacob Fields, Kevin Dedmon, Shane James, and Dave Hartman. Those are your top five drivers after 21 laps completed. We are on lap number 2 here for tonight. And of course, cautions here for tonight. Caution laps not counting. So technically, we would have had 9 laps of caution laps, but those are not counting. We've had 3 cautions and 2 different lead changes. Again, all the cautions are brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service. If you're in the need of a wrecker, you can give them a call. That's 1-304-664-3848. That is Tyler Blankenship over at Hanover Wrecker Service, as we are getting ready to get the green flag one more time. There it is. Green flag is in the air. It's Chase Cavery out front, followed by Jacob Fields, Kevin Dedmon, Shane James, Hartman, Thomas, Harvey, Hobson, Spar, Hargrove, and Dyer. Those are your top 11 drivers here at the moment in this race. Let's go back just a little bit as here comes Shane James. He has worked his way up quite a bit. Let's see where he started. He started 4th. He's in 4th. He fell back 2 or 3 spots, and he has fought and clawed his way back to 4th place. He is trying to get the win here tonight. Can he do it is the question. I don't see why he couldn't. He's definitely one of the fastest drivers here in this series, and probably on iRacing, period. Anybody can do it. I imagine he can, but we're side by side for the lead again. Here comes Cavery to the inside. Fields had the lead for just a little bit. Here comes Fields back to the inside, and it will be Fields at the line here. Jacob Fields, as still not being showed with officially leading that lap. It looked like he had it to us, but iRacing saying otherwise. They are showing that he did not have the lead at the line. Here comes Kevin Dedmon. Contact between all the 3 of them here, as Dedmon's going to take the lead as he gets by Cavery and Fields. Fields now falling backwards a little ways. So Shane James coming into the picture for 3rd place. Wow, what a battle up front. I say it now, if you do not like this battle, well then sign off of Facebook or YouTube and save that spot for somebody else, as they are duking it out here up at the front. And Cavery still out front. Shane James getting the raw end of the deal there, as he is banging off the wall. So is Fields, and they're going to bunch it up right here. Dedmon, Fields, and now Thomas. Dylan Thomas coming into the picture in that number 03 machine. Chase Cavery, though, right there out front. Let's go to this group right here. Jacob Fields has recovered after falling back 2 spots. He's back to 2nd place. You have Dedmon, Thomas, James, and even a Hartman coming into it. And now you have Hobson bringing his car into the mix, as these guys are just not done yet. It is just intense out here. I would not want to be on the track with these guys right now. The sheer level of competition is just insane here. And keep in mind, this is just a qualifier race. These guys are not locked into the race. They're trying to get there, as that is going to do it. This race is over. We'll get your official top 3 here in a minute. It was so intense, we didn't even get to count down the laps for you, as this race has come to an end. I believe Chase Cavery going to be walking away with the win here tonight. And again, we will confirm that for sure, and we will be right back. What a battle it was. Well, actually, we won't be able to go through your unofficial race results, but we will have your top 3 drivers here for the post-race show coming up in just a few moments. All right, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have your race winner here tonight, as there are all sorts of out of order on the list here. But your race winner here tonight going to be the number 20 of Chase at Cavery. First off, congrats on the win. And we did not even get a chance to count down the laps from 5 to go, 3 to go, 2 to go, as it was just intense battling up there. Give us a rundown, at least those last 10 laps. What was it like for you as you kind of got a little bit of a lead, but there at times between you, Fields, Deadman, and a few other drivers, y'all were just right there just putting on a show for the fans here tonight.
Yeah, that race was super cool. It was really fun. I really think these cars are super underrated. They race extremely well in all places. And Eldora is normally a place that's kind of around the fence, and it did get that way in the feature. But you could run the throughout the middle for most of the night. So the feature we got up top, and just kind of I knew on the start. I'm not sure what happened to the leader, but it's like he went and then something happened. Maybe he spun the tires or popped out of gear. I don't know what happened. But he really dropped off there super fast. And so we split him. We went 3 wide. And once I got to the lead, I knew if I could just get around the top, I'd be all right and could keep crossing over the sliders. And Jacob was definitely way faster than me the whole night, every single run. Once he got to second, I knew he was better. And I knew the only opportunity to win the race was going to be just continuing to make the crossover for the slider work. And every time he'd throw it, I knew I could turn underneath him and get a good run. And I just knew I had to wait for his mistake. And then we kind of got together there in 3 and 4, and it allowed Deadman to come through, and we were like 3 wide. It was a hell of a race and super fun.
It definitely was one hell of a race here. For hopefully the fans, we told them once if they didn't like the racing to just sign off and let that spot be filled by somebody else in a chat. Hopefully nobody did, because that was probably some of the best racing we've seen in a long time here. And before we let you thank any sponsors and we'll let you go here and celebrate that win, talking about the track itself when it came to racing, how many grooves were there out there that you could actually work?
In the heat race there was multiple. I don't really think you could ever make the inside wall work. Maybe down in 3 and 4 a couple times, but not really. 1 and 2 gets really wide. And in the heat races, we were able to run, almost top to bottom. In practice, at the end of practice, I was running pretty much the same lap time from ripping the fence to putting it through the middle. And I just knew for qualifying that, it'd be safer to get it through the middle and run a good enough lap to get me starting up front. And it happened to be a third quick. So, the track was really, really wide. Then once we got to the feature, as soon as all the cars got on it and blew the middle off, it went to the fence, and you weren't able to leave it to go anywhere on the start. On the start, if you were starting on the bottom, you had to, like I had to get a jump to be able to get up. Now the guys that were starting, 7th, 9th, 11th, they were probably in a mess trying to get to the top. So I was glad I was able to get out front and stay out front.
Well, definitely you did that, and you brought home the win here in the qualifier race 1A. 1B coming up next week, but we know you probably got some sponsors and shout-outs for that win here tonight, so who does be on that car?
I got to thank my Swindell Speed Lab guys. James Edens is really good in these, I call them fender cars. I know they're open wheel, but only the front tires are open wheel. Open wheel to me is 4. But he's pretty good in these things, and he coached me along and get me to the front, and was able to take away with the win. So a good start to this little qualifier season. Hopefully I can get into the main season.
Well, we'll definitely be looking for you. We know you're fast enough to be there. You got the talent, so with any luck, we'll see you in the main series.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, let's get second place down here real fast. Jacob Fields, you got a copy.
Hey, what's going on, Charles?
Oh, not much. Well, kind of a up and down night here for you. You finished in second. Same in the heat race. We saw you start up front, you slid back, worked your way back to the front again. And the same thing happening here in the feature. You up front, slid back a few, and then gained it. And then after all of that, then you had about 3 cars coming in there, so we asked Chase to give us the same kind of thing. But what was it like those last 10, 12 laps battling up there for the lead with Cabry and Deadman getting in there as well?
Oh, it was stressful, that's for sure, but it was a lot of fun. I didn't know if I'd be able to get past Cabry with how the track was, like how slick that top was. You could dive up off of it and get a run. It was a lot better than the run you could get off of the top. So I was trying to wait for a mistake, but he was super smooth. And once I got into him there in 3 and 4, and then Deadman and James came up, and it was an all-out battle from there.
Indeed, it was a battle. So, from the fan side, we hope everybody enjoyed it. It definitely was a blast to be up here in the booth covering this. We talked about coming into tonight the caliber of drivers that are in here, and this is just a qualifier race to get into the main series. After tonight's race, if yourself and these other drivers make it in there, are you looking forward to that main series and just how competitive it's going to be?
Oh yeah, like you said, in these qualifiers there are already some pretty big names, and let alone that are already locked into the series. So to be able to get into the series and run against those guys would be pretty crazy, really, with the amount of talent that's going to be there.
Oh, definitely would. Hopefully we'll see you in there. You've obviously got the talent and the speed to be in there. But we know you got some sponsors on the car you want to thank, so who would those be for that second place finish?
Yeah, I got to thank the guys at Elite 7, True Form Race Products, and Water Truck Productions. And I got to thank you for putting the broadcast on. You put on a heck of a broadcast. I got to thank everybody for putting this on. And congrats to Chase.
All right. Well, again, congrats on second place, and I'm sure we'll see you here in the upcoming races, and we'll be talking to you again here very shortly.
Definitely. See you, Charles.
All right. So that leaves one spot here, as we got Kevin Deadman. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Charles. What's up, man?
Well, we got you in third place here for tonight's race. And, the last name may be Deadman, but the battle up front between you, Cabry, and Fields was anything but dead here tonight. We've been talking about it to the last two, and we got to get your thoughts on it. How crazy and intense was those last 10 laps there, trying to battle for second, third, and even fourth place?
Man, it was pretty wild. Chase and Jacob were both really fast. I had a feeling I needed to get past Chase in our heat race. Me and him had a pretty close heat race and changed sliders in it. And I knew it was going to be tough to get by if he started ahead of me in the feature. But, man, it was pretty wild. And then they got to battling, and, I slid in there past them one time, and I thought for a second there I was going to pass them both and win it and just clip the wall a little. And then Shane got up in there too. So it was a blast. That was one of the most fun races I've ran.
It definitely was a blast here on the broadcast side of things as well. Probably one of the best races I've got to cover in a long time on dirt. It looked like we had some really good racing. And we talked to Fields a little bit about this. This is, again, just a qualifier race. You move on to the main series, and I expect to see this and then some. It's going to get really intense with everything on the line here. So, yeah, assuming you do make it into that main series, how intense do you think it's going to be compared to tonight?
Oh, man, I think it's going to be super intense because, the action you have at the top of the field, like you had tonight, you're going to have that throughout the whole field. And everybody's just, with these fixed setups, everybody's so close. So any little mistake, you can go from the front to the back in a hurry.
You definitely, definitely can. But, before we let you go here, First off, we want to mention to everyone out there, if you're needing a song written, you probably check out Kevin Dedman. Obviously, you wrote the intro song we played tonight, and like the song says, if you want to come with the best, you got to come and get Team VLR. This is kind of one of their series here, as they are run this race is kind of run by Team VLR, and there's a lot of drivers in here from that team. Definitely, I expect to see a lot of stuff from this series, and of course, the drivers like yourself, Kevin. But before we let you go, we know you got some sponsors on that car you need to thank. So who would those be for that third place finish here tonight?
Yeah, man. Appreciate the shout out too on the song there, Charles. But my band, Dirty Grass Soul. Y'all check that on Facebook, YouTube, all that. Obviously, Team VLR. Always a blast running these races and getting to run with those guys. And Slide Job Ranch, Ricky Stenhouse on the car. And that's about it, man. Thanks to Trevor, too, for doing a good job admin in the race tonight.
Definitely was good, and obviously cool to see, and no caution laps counting here tonight all race. We were prepared for that and ready. That is not quite all we have here tonight. We have one more piece of business to take care of here for tonight's race. And of course, once again, is to thank the sponsors that have made this race possible. Those do include Schaeffer's Oil, or Schaeffer's Specialized Lubricants. If you are a racer, you've probably heard of them. If you haven't, well, then you probably live under a rock. You need to go check them out. They are the title sponsor here for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. And, of course, speaking of Schaeffer's Oil, make sure you're staying tuned right here to VLR and VRN, as come April 9th and 10th, we have the 12th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling here, as it is set to be huge. $12,000 purse, $3,000 to win. We are proud to be covering that race, so make sure you stay tuned for that coming up. Again, April 9th and 10th. And, of course, here on the broadcast side of things, we wouldn't be here for 2019 if it wasn't for the following partners: Northwest Racing Series, Walls Beard Co., Race on Texas, Sim Speed Shop, Hanover Wrecker Service, On the Edge Motorsports, Huffman Designs, and Race Core. Make sure you check out all of these great partners over on their social media site. And on behalf of Team VLR, the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series, and VRN, we'll see you at the next race.